welcome to our channel Knowledge Hub. Friends, subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for the latest update. Today we're going to start with your quantitative aptitude class. This is your class 169, where we had completed your 168 class of the session. This has been the arithmetical ability. In quantitative aptitude we had started with arithmetical ability. Here we are in time and work, which has been the 15th topic, and hopefully in this or next coming class we will be ending it up soon. And on the same way we'll continue with the time and work, where we'll discuss today with data sufficiency type question. In this data sufficiency type questions, here we have to cover up. And lastly we had done your 85 questions, and now we'll start discussing about 86th question of the sessions as well. So before starting with this, it's a huge request to all the viewers to please go ahead with like, share and subscribe, so that many and maximum people can get the information at once, and you can also enjoy the video as well. So here we go for the same. So the question is, each of the question given below consists of the statement or a question followed by two statements labeled 1 and 2. You have to read the statements and accordingly you have to answer it out. The statement 1 is, if the data in statement 1 alone are sufficient to answer the question, while the data in the statement 2 alone are not sufficient to answer the question, then you will choose A. We'll choose B, if the data in statement second alone are sufficient to answer the question, while the data in the statement 2, that statement 1 alone are not sufficient to answer the question. You have to choose option C, if the data either in the statement 1 or in the statement 2 alone are efficient to answer the question. And you will choose D, if the data even in the both statement 1 and 2 together are not sufficient to answer the question. You have to choose your answer E, if the data in the both statement 1 and 2 together are necessary to answer the question. So accordingly you have to answer it out. Let's go for the same. So here if you choose A, option A, when you choose A option, if the data in statement 1, if the data in statement 1 alone are sufficient so insufficient to answer the question. We have to answer the question, while the data in statement 2 alone, while the data in statement 2 alone are not sufficient to answer the question. You will choose B, if the data in statement 2 alone are sufficient to answer the question, while the data in statement 1 alone are not sufficient to answer the question. If the data in statement 2 alone are sufficient to answer the question while the data in statement 1 alone are not sufficient to answer the question. Now you'll choose C if the data either in statement 1 or in statement 2 alone are sufficient to answer the question. If the data either in statement 1 or in statement 2 alone are sufficient to answer the question. Now you will choose D if the data even in both statements even in both the statement 1 and 2 together are not sufficient to answer the question. Now you will choose E if the data in both statement 1 and 2 1 and 2 together are necessary to answer the question. Okay, now we'll go for the question that has been the 86th question of the session, and that the question we have is to be as follows. How long will machine by working alone take to produce X candles? This has been asked in MBA examination paper. The statement 1 is machine X produces X candles in 5 minutes, and machine X and machine Y working at the same time produce X candles in 2 minutes. So we'll go for the same. 86th question. How long will machine Y working alone take to produce X candles? Statement 1, machine X produces X candles in 5 minutes. This has been asked in MBA. Statement 2 is machine X and machine Y working at the same time produce X candles in 2 minutes. So we'll go for the solution here. Let's go for the C. So in statement 1, the first statement gives machine X produces X by 5 candles in 1 minute. Statement 1 gives machine X produces X by 5 candles in 1 minute. And the statement 2 gives machine X and Y produce X by 2 candles in 1 minute. From 1 and 2, Y produces X by 2 minus X by 5, which is equals to 3x upon 10 candles in 1 minute. 3x by 10 candles are produced by Y in 1 minute. So X candles will be produced by Y in 10 by 3x into x being cancelled here, minute, which is equals to 10 by 3 minute. Thus 1 and 2 both are necessary to get the answer. So the correct answer we'll get here is the option that if the statement we have talk about it is your E. Now we talk about the another question which has also been the another important, and that has been the 87th question of the session here. So here we go. So the question is, B alone can complete a work in 12 days. How many days will A, B, C together take to complete the work? The statement 1 we have is A and B together can complete the work in 3 days. The second statement is B and C together can complete the work in 6 days. So we go for it. B alone can complete a work in 12 days. How many days will A, B and C together take to complete. Take to complete the work. Statement 1 we have A and B. Together can complete the work in 3 days. Second, B and C together can complete the work in 6 days. So here we go, given. For this it will be the given here. B's given is B's 1 day's work equals to 1 upon 12, and first gives, what informs first is, first gives A plus B 1 day's work equals to 1 by 3. So A's 1 day's work equals to 1 by 3 minus 1 by 12 equals to 3 by 12. 3 ones are 3, 3 fours are 12, it is 1 by 4. So for second, that gives B plus C's 1 day's work equals to 1 by 6. C's 1 day's work equals to 1 by 6 minus 1 by 12 equals to 1 by 12. So A plus B plus C 1 day's work equals to 1 by 4 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 12 equals to 5 by 12. Hence they all finish. They all finish the work in 12 by 5, which is equals to 2 by 5 days. Thus 1 and 2 both are necessary to get the answer. Both are necessary to get the answer. So the correct answer we have is E. Okay. Now we go for 88th question of the session, and that is of course being important one. So we go for it. 88th question that we have is, it is cheaper to employ X to do a certain job than to employ Y. The statement 1 is X is paid 20% more per hour than Y, but Y take 2 hours longer to complete the job. The statement 2 is X is paid rupees 80 per hour. So now we go for it. 88. Is it cheaper to employ X to do a certain job than to employ Y? So statement 1 is X is paid 20% more per hour than Y, but Y takes 2 hours longer to complete the job. The second statement is X is paid rupees 80 per hour. Now we find it out. We'll find it out the answer here. So 88th question solution will go. Suppose X takes X hours and Y takes X plus 2 hours. X plus 2 hours to complete the job. Now, second case we have X is that the second statement state that X is paid rupees 80 per hour. The total payment to X equals to rupees 80x. Here. Now on the first statement, X equals to 120% of Y. Equals to 120 upon 100. Y, which is equals to 120 equals to 6 by 5 Y. Y equals to 5 by 6x. Okay, now why is paid rupees is 5 by 6 into 80 per hour, which is equals to why is paid rupees 200 by 3 x plus 2. We cannot compare 80x and 200 by 3 x plus 2. So the correct answer for this will be D. So we have to discuss that. The correct answer here for this is to be D option. Now we go for the next one, which we'll discuss in the next coming class. So here we're gonna end up with, and here we had done your chemistry part 1, and chemistry part 2 we are dealing with the redox reaction. Part 1 physics we are dealing here, and we had done your reasoning, which is your verbal reasoning and the non-verbal reasoning in terms of it, and we are dealing with the CBI, we are dealing with the database management system, and now talking about quantitative aptitude. Here we have started with arithmetical ability. In that we had done numbers, operations on numbers, SCF and LCF of numbers, decimal fractions, simplifications, square roots and cube roots, problems on numbers, problems on ages, surds and indices, percentage, profit and loss, ratio and proportion, partnership, chain rule, time and work, and then you'll have to cover up the pipe and cistern, time and distance, problems on train, boards and streams, allegations of mixture, simple interest, compound interest, logarithm, area, volume and surface area, races and games of skulls, calendar, clocks, stocks and shares, permutations and combinations, and then you'll have to cover up probability, true discount, banker's discount, height and distance, odd and odd series. In data interpretation, we have to cover up the tabulations, bar graph, pie charts and line graph. So here we're gonna end up with. Thank you. Hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give a suggestion on the comment box. Thank you.